Scorpio, welcome to your Astroflower reading going from the 7th through to the 13th of August. This is going to be an interesting one. This is Lionsgate week as well. I'm going to be doing a reading on Monday for the collective and on Tuesday for your sign. Yes, it's been interesting, the energy that's been flowing through, and I felt it in a very sort of like very turbulent sort of way. But then again, I'm an earth sign, so you know, any sort of quick changes for Earth are sort of like we feel as turbulent. But for you water signs, it could well be quite a good thing. It depends. Sometimes, you know, if you want to go surfing, you've got to go through the white water as well. So if it's really breaking, if there's really big waves coming in, you know, it's hard to get out there. But once you're out there, those big waves then become really beautiful to surf. So it's all about timing, and we go into that in the Astroflower as well, all about the timing. And understanding the rhythms in your life, and it helps you to sort of get through those white water, those difficult sort of parts of life, and then you can enjoy the upper parts so much better. Okay, so let's just see what's going on for you with this reading here. Overall energies, we're talking about the King of Pentacles here, so a lot of security. This has been really coming up in your readings as well. It's sort of like your wave has been cresting and cresting, and it's now sort of like you're moving into your autumn period. It's got to be said, Scorpio. So in the autumn period here, it's the last 3 months before your birthday. It's all about sort of like getting in the fruits of summer, getting in the stock to take you through autumn, take you through the winter, and get you rocking and rolling. So then when spring kicks in and you get the first strawberries, you've still got enough in your sort of pantry, as it were. And it gets you into a rhythm, so into connection to this coming year. So it's all about gathering the information here, I think. So it's about learning about your last year in a very sort of like studious way. No emotions here, just really sort of like getting things kind of going, okay, I now know what I've got to do. That's the sort of energy that's flowing through you, and it's going to bring you some good solid times in the future. And it's, if you want that fruit out of life, you've got to plant the seed. And if you've got to plant the seed, you've got to do the work in the allotment in order to plant the seed. You know, it's all about that yin and yang that I was talking about. On your karmic path, on your relationship side, there's a tower that needs to be dealt with. And as I say, this is energy that's been coming through has been incredibly bizarre. Has been very sort of turbulent and stuff like that. A few signs have already had this tower moment, and I think on your karmic path here is to understand that when you need to, you know, when you analyze things in a very studious way, you can see things that stick out like a sore thumb. And I think this is it. So it's nothing, I don't think it's big stuff. I really don't. It could well be for some of you, honestly. But I don't think it's big stuff. But I think it's recognizing in yourself and the relationships that are around you what's going on, basically. And I think that's a bit of a tower moment. It's a self-realization. You know, it's your karmic path as well. And you know, a tower moment is also, it's not a moment, it's a period of time where we can dispel sort of belief systems that don't really work, get rid of hierarchy sort of systems that don't really stand up. And this is what I talk about the Lionsgate as being a changing time. I don't feel it's necessarily, I don't feel anything nasty out of this. This is the funny thing with all of these towers. You know, I can understand that, you know, some of you might well be going through a sticky wicket, you know, as I said earlier on. But for the majority of you, I think it's a self-realization. And it could well be a self-realization. A tower moment could also be a self-realization of your own worth. And you sitting there kind of going, wow, actually, do you know what? I'm worth so much more than that. Get rid of that tower in front of me. Get it out of the way. I want to see that view. That sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be a tower moment like that. And it's just the readjustment that you do within your relationships that are around you in a very, I think in a long-term, very constructive way. The universe here has given you strength. And I think this is, yeah, it needs you to have this strength and courage to really look at yourself. And I think that's always good. And not just in the mirror. Look at yourself in nature. You know, as I say, I think the energy has been very turbulent. And I've been trying to do these readings several times, and it's been quite horrific, to be honest. It's almost like a Mr. Bean movie. That's what I feel like I've been living today so far. It's been very funny, but it could be incredibly frustrating, and it has been, I guess. But I've overridden the frustration, and then you look to yourself and you let nature mirror you in a way. So then you bring calm back into your life, and you know when to slow down, when to speed up with your energies. And once you start doing that, that's going to bring you a lot of courage. It's going to bring you a lot of confidence. And I think this is what the universe is trying to encourage you to do within your relationships, knowing when to push it and when not to. I don't know if you've ever been on a bicycle going down a hill, and it goes, you don't really have to push the bicycle. And then when you come down to, when you come to a bend, you've got to slow down. And it's adjusting, or on a car as well, it's adjusting that speed limit with the accelerator rather than the brake, where you can sort of slow down for the corner and then you can take it easy. And I think this is a real understanding from within. It's quite a beautiful thing, really. And I think it does create a sort of tower moment. We got the Wheel of Fortune here. And the universe here is trying to dispel, any sort of doubts within you of who you actually are. And I think that's really important. Where you've come from and how we're connecting the past to the future here is a Wheel of Fortune. And as I said, I think you've been on a real high over the last sort of month and a half, 2 months. You're gradually moving into your autumn period. This is like an Indian summer, so it's working really well for you, I think, Scorpio. And that change is within you. I think you've realised it within you, and I think this is what this is all talking about here, and reevaluating your value in the relationship. What's all the goods and bads sort of situation here, and you open these doors with the Wheel of Fortune. Then you get the Moon, very much a Scorpion card. This is sort of you. This is sort of studying your inner emotions. And this is really important work, I think. And I think this is what this tower moment is about. No one's ever right all the time. You can't be right all the time. I'm not right all the time. I know. It's amazing, isn't it? I wouldn't believe it either. But it happens. I'm wrong occasionally. So it's understanding our shortcomings as well. I think that's really, really important. If we understand our shortcomings, not only can we be a little bit more gentle with ourselves, but we can also, combine it with people, so then it empowers their strengths, because their strengths is your weakness. And when you recognize your weakness and you almost give over to that person, you boost their strength, therefore reducing your weakness. And this is how we this is what a relationship is really all about. And this could be your friends, your family, your partner, whatever it is. It's discovering you, and then when you do, you take so much pressure off you, Scorpio. You take a lot of that inner judgment that we all do, but we tend to do quite hard. It's very black and white. Let's put it that way. Learning about yourself here, and this is your future self. Is it's that Moon. It's your time to shine in the sun, in a way, in your own sun of your beautiful power. It's an incredible. Look at this. I've just realised there's nothing but major arcanas on this. I've just realised that, sorry. See what I mean about turbulent energy? Major arcanas all the way through. This is a real pinnacle moment for you. An ultimate ascension moment for your spirit. And I think this is what this Lion's Gate is all about. And it's about, you'll see that in the readings on Monday and Tuesday. What's the overall outcome? Look at this. This is... I'm not allowed to swear on YouTube. But cool, blimey. That's amazing. You know, the future for you is your righteous path. And this beautifully does it. This is a self-realization. And absolutely, I think it's beautiful. And I think it's a real honourable thing to recognise one's weaknesses. A really, really honourable thing. That's a sign of someone who really knows energy. And when you know your sort of yin and yang, because everybody has it, don't fool yourselves. You know, perfection does not exist. And if you're looking for perfection in the outside world without having perfection within inside you, you're into a hiding. But if you're looking for the ultimate you, the most harmonious yin yang of you, you will find the most harmonious yin yang in life outside of you. That's what you will be attracting. And I think this is where, in your relationships, I think this is where you're doing a massive understanding here, which takes off a lot of pressure of having a relationship. So it makes the relationship, gives the relationship, any relationship we're talking about here, the ultimate possibilities. You free the relationship to be the most strong and powerful thing that it can be. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Scorpio, you do blow me away each time. Right, let's have a look what's going on your financial sort of side. You get the star. You're going to just continue on, aren't you? What the blazes? Okay. So, star. Your dreams and aspirations. I'm wishing on a star to find out where you are. That wasn't too bad. It's not that good. The rhythm was a bit wrong. I do apologise. Wishing on a star. Your karmic mission is here on your financial front is to really explore it. Really explore the ultimate version of what you want to do as a career path, as a business, as a project and stuff like that. Allow that to flow through you. Allow that to be your karmic path. To be the ultimate example of what you want to be. Okay? So, yeah, let's just see how the universe is sort of influencing you. You get the Page of Cups. So the influence is, the universe is opening this path, trying to help you open this path in a very dreamy way. And this is what the Star card's about. It's all about your dreams and aspirations. And the universe is trying to open it up in a very emotional way to sort of like open you up to, jobs or business and etc., which is also in line with your heart. You know, and it's something that I think maybe you've been thinking about for some time that you'd like to do, and the universe is trying to encourage you to explore that. Eight of Pentacles comes from the past. This is where what's connecting your past to your future, and it has been through good, studious work. Individuals that are working on the smaller pieces which come together to make the bigger piece. And this is where you are very diligent within your work. You know, you do work hard, Scorpio, I think. You know, you've done good work in the past, which brought you to the way you are, which is being in touch with real dreams and aspirations within your life. You're right on the cusp of it, and I think you should know that you've done the work in order to get there, which is really good. The cusp of a new project, of a new business or something like that. Okay, in the future self here, you get the 10 of Wands. If you're going to want to get your dreams, maybe you're going to have to learn not to try and do everything. Delegation, I think, here is what comes up. Sharing, in a way. You know, don't carry this for everybody. This is like carrying 10 paths at once. Normally, with the wand card, you get you get the character holding one wand. That's their path. And this person here is trying to carry 10 paths. So it's sort of saying here, what your karmic message is in order to, you need to learn. If you want your dreams and your aspirations, and it seems like the universe is really encouraging you to do that, it seems like you've done the hard work to get there, Now you've got to sort of kind of go, okay, if I want to do this, I have to start delegating. I have to start sort of separating certain things so I'm not trying to do everything in one go. And it's also using what you've accumulated, I think, as well. You know, what you've accumulated through your good work. You've accumulated these 10 possible paths, and now you've just got to take the one that's ultimately the dream for you. And you can use those 9 of wands that's left. You take one wand off and you leave the 9 of wands, which is equivalent of those healthy boundaries. So you can realise the work that you've done, and you can realise if you've taken on too much. And this is all to do with that sort of study thing that I was talking about. So let's see what the overall outcome is. 4 of Swords. I think with the realisation in this week, and this is what I'm talking about, turbulent energies, and also seeing the inner you within your workspace, within your relationship side. That's absolutely amazing discovery that you're doing about yourself. On your work side, I think it's much more to do with the way things work. It's like, you know, how many hours you put in for what you get back. And like, I might have, let's say I have, you know, 2 or 3 houses. It's probably better if I sell one so I can renovate the other 2 rather than taking on a loan to renovate all the 3. Because I'm carrying too much. I've got to try and make my life a little bit easier so I feel myself a little bit at home. And that's where the work and realising that within you. And I think that's going to be much more difficult actually than realising this side here. This side here is mind-blowing. This side here is real work. And it's not that it doesn't pose, you know, good omens for you for your financial sort of future, but it makes you feel at home with yourself and that you can realise that you can do it. It's a real work week. As I said, the energy's been very bizarre, you know, leading up to this Lionsgate. And I think Lionsgate week is going to be an interesting week. An interesting week. Yeah. So, Scorpio. Important reading, really important reading this, because usually these are the much more important readings than sort of like, you know, love and happiness. They're much more important. They're important, obviously. But I mean, like, you know, in order to get to those love moments, there's sometimes we all got to do a bit of work, and that's what it seems like here. And you shouldn't be scared of it. I think it will be a very, very refreshing thing. You know, thank you very much for being here, showing all your support on this channel. There's links in the description below where you can get a private reading. You know, I also got an email there, so I'm doing energy workshops in the UK September, October, and in the US in October, November. Just send us an email, tell me where you are, if you're willing to travel as well, that's quite important, or sort of the distance you're willing to travel. And then I can then find a place that sort of helps everybody to get to one place together for a long weekend, learning about energy and how you connect yourself to energy and enjoy the ebbs and flows of the energy. Okay, so thank you very much for being here. Anyway, let's just see what's going on. Yeah, the King of Pentacles, you get the Ace of Pentacles. Learning about yourself is going to create that opportunity in the future, and it's going to give you that golden seed in a way, that that luck, that chance. You're cultivating your luck and your chance here, and I think the overall energy is trying to encourage that within you. What's happening with the Tower moment? Now you're walking away from something. I think, as I say, I think you're walking a lot away from yourself and everything that is around you, within you, okay, within that moon moment and all of that. It seems like there's a real realization from within. Strength, because it's coming in fast. As I say, it's turbulent. I think it comes in really fast in bouts, and I think this bounce of energy coming in is really coming in from the universe that is around you, and there is victories to be had here, and I think it's an inner victory within you. But once it is that get inner victory in you, the outer victory is going to be amazing. Oh, look at this. We're back onto the major arcanas. With the Wheel of Fortune, you get the Well. This is your past linking you to the future. you should know that you're on a different path now. And it might have been, you know, coming for a long time. The pinnacle has been over the last sort of 2 or 3 months where the realization has been within you. And now it's this new cycle that's coming here, and it's there with you. So the moon is walking away from inner conflicts. This is what it's all about, of recognizing your weak side. So you don't have to sort of fight and defend it. You can use the world that is around you, your connections with everybody that is around you, in order to get the best out of life. And so it stops that inner conflict within you. And I think that's the biggest lesson that you're going to make. And when you do make that inner lesson, it's going to make relationships so easy. So easy. You know, there's a real opportunity here for you. With that Judgment card, well, I had the Ten of Swords as well that sort of like fell out. So that's obviously something that's over with, and it just fell out there. And I think it has to do with the past, because you get the Death and Rebirth. I think this is the death of something that's been very painful for you. It's a new calling to who you are. A real massive opportunity on your relationship side. Real massive opportunity on your relationship side. Really good, Scorpio. This is yeah, funny week. Don't forget to see your Lionsgate reading. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. Where, you know, let's just see what's going on your financial side. So what's up with this star here? What is that dream and that aspiration? Where's it coming from? Yeah, it's coming from a direction that you're taking within you. You've decided, and you've taken out the emotions out of the situation in regards to sort of money, and you're just sort of kind of going, I need to take this direction here in order to get the best out of it. And it's very clear for you. It's that sort of star, that dream and that aspiration. I think it's very clear for you, and you've been working on it for some time. Let's just see what this Page of Cups is about. What is the universe trying to open this pathway for you? It's a very dreamy pathway in a way. Yeah, I think it is opening up to your Ace of Hearts, you know, your Ace of Cups. And this is what I was, you know, it's realizing how good you are and the sort of the value now that you're going to give to your job, your business, your projects, whatever it is. It's just making for a really good, beautiful, heartfelt sort of engagement with the material world. With the Eight of Pentacles, you get the Eight of Pentacles. Don't need to be said, really. I think you've worked really hard. I think we got it right first off. You know, you've worked a lot in order to get to this position. And as I say, it might have been over the last sort of 2 or 3 years, but you've kept your eye on the goal. You've worked on the smaller detail, which is really important. Incredibly important. And I think that's what that is all about there as well. With the Ten of Wands, you get the Six of Swords. I think you're being helped here by your guides around you. I think you're being helped by the conversation that you have within you. That's how they influence that directly. This petal here. It's that inner conversation that's making you realise, you know, to get to the future, what you need to let go of. And they're helping you out. They're really making sure that all your projects do succeed. You know, it's quite nice. Let's just see what's going on with that Four of Swords. You get the Knight of Swords. Yes. Okay, so opening the pathway is the universe with that Page of Cups. And right at the top there with the Four of Swords, I think you feel at home. Once you start letting go of a few things, I think you really start feeling at home with yourself. And because you feel at home, all of a sudden, now you can then start opening the doors or realise what direction you want to take. That is what is coming through. The Queen of Swords. Taking that one direction. Yeah? I'm not going to break into song about One Direction. I don't know any One Direction songs. I said this last time and I'll say it again. And you know where to go, basically. And so this is where this understanding that you need to go through on your financial side is going to bring you at one and at peace with yourself and give you blessings in disguise, which is actually going to then open the door and kind of make you realise where you want to be going for the future and what you want to be opening up. So there you go, Scorpio. as I thought, an interesting reading. It's completely off the rails of what you've been going through. There's no doubt about it. But I think it's a really good thing. You know, you can't expect to be always on a high. It's when life is difficult, it's difficult. It's like, as I said, it's like, you know, paddling through the white water in order to get out to the surf. You've got to go through those difficult things if you want to. Let's say you want to sort of go canoeing down a river. You've got to go up the mountain first, and that's the hard work. You've got to go up the mountain in order to enjoy the canoeing part. And I think this is a bit of a I think it's more of a pause and observation, look around you, rather than a going up the mountain sort of factor. Okay? Can't wait for those Lion Gate readings. Don't forget, Collective coming out on Monday, and the individual sign, your individual sign, coming out on Tuesday. I will see you there. Don't forget to subscribe, click that bell, sharing. That's really important. Just sharing it across all media platforms really helps us out. Really do appreciate that. In the meantime, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.